I want to encourage you in the meantime, stay out of your head, folks. Let the anger go. All thoughts from your dad is Satan. Satan has to bring you, he cannot let you live in the presence of God. He has to bring you out by making you think about the past or the future, which doesn't exist. Whatever happened then. It's not happening now. But for Satan to deceive you, he has to bring you out to make you think that. And then you'll do the rest. You'll destroy yourself. Because he has no authority. He has no power. He can't destroy you. He make you do it to yourself. Isn't that amazing? Absolutely amazing. So they're going to let me know in a minute here when the Hake Report. Are you ready? Why you let me sit there then? What the?
Just now.
Oh, just now? Amazing. So, do I supposed to say hit it or something?
Yeah, I just started.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake.
Hey guys! Hey guys! Hey guys!
La la. Oh, it's the
Welcome to.
the Hake
Oh, I'm supposed to be quiet.
La la la.
Welcome to the HakeReport.com. I am Jesse Lee Peterson sitting in for the Hake today. Hopefully he'll be here tomorrow to do open lines with you. He is out, for those who don't know, to some beta back. But you can get involved by calling 888-77-53-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse, amazing stuff going on in the world today. It's so amazing, but yet fascinating. It's weird how I see it that way, you know? But when you have returned to the Father, you're no longer afraid of evil. Really. Because perfect love casts out fear anyway. But it's amazing, folks. And it's mind-blowing what's happening and how the Christians are just sitting back and allowing this to happen, feeling handicapped. Feeling handicapped. Isn't it amazing? Our battle is a spiritual battle, a warfare between good and evil. I want to give you, and then I'll take your call for Hake. I want to give you an example of how the children of the lie run the world. This is why the Christian got to get involved and run the world in the right way. Here's an example of how bad things are. This is from the LA Times. Los Angeles Police Chief Michael Moore said he has renewed discussions to root out right-wing extremists in his rank. He has renewed the discussion to root out right-wing extremists in his rank. Isn't that amazing? Meanwhile, so he's getting rid of the right-wingers, but in the meantime, he's praising the diversity of the LAPD and the record number of LGBT and women hired. Isn't that something? Women hired. So he rooted out white men, that's what he's saying, to just interpret it, translate it. He rooted out anyone that voted for Donald Trump. And he bringing in LGBT folks and women, and he's proud of that. Isn't that amazing? Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. The world gone crazy. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? But you know what? Don't worry. It will change. It will. It cannot stay this way. It will turn back to good. Amazing stuff. Okay, I'm proud of getting rid of the white folks. Getting rid of straight, white, conservative Christian men who voted for Donald Trump. That's what he's saying. And bringing in women and LGBT to be your police. Amazing. Stephanie is a first-time caller out of Wyoming. Let's see here. Stephanie, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. Love your show.
Thank you.
Okay, so I have one question about when you said to a gentleman, like a couple of calls ago, you said that he can't be unborn.
Right.
So does that mean that you believe in once saved, always saved? Are those two different things? Because I used to believe that, and then I believe that you can have your salvation taken away if you harden your heart. Are those two different things to you?
Once you are born of the Spirit of the Father, you cannot be unborn. So it's like, you know how you popped out of your mother's womb?
Uh-huh.
Can you go back in there?
No.
Likewise, when you're born of the Spirit of the Father, you cannot be unborn.
But is that the same as being, saved?
What do you mean by saved?
Like, at church that I went to, they used to teach us that once you're saved, there's nothing you can do to lose your salvation. And I don't know if I believe that.
I mean, I know that the Christians has all type of language that don't have any meaning to it.
Yeah.
But if they are saying that once you're born again of God, you cannot be unborn, that's true. But you said, do you believe that if they're saying that?
If salvation and saved, yeah, I guess if you're saying that born again and salvation is the same thing.
I think they do mean the same. I think that's what they're saying. They mean the same thing. But do you believe that once you're saved, as they call it, that you could be unsaved?
Yeah, well, I used to listen to the doctrine that there's nothing you can do to lose your salvation.
Right.
But, and then I don't know why I don't believe that anymore. I believe that you can sin, continue to sin or live in a powerless life and harden your heart, and then you don't have the ability to repent.
Have you been born of God and then you unborn?
Well, see, I never thought of it in those terms. So that's why I was trying to clarify.
Yeah, I think that's what I think that's what they mean. But let me ask this is the way that you learned it. Have you been saved and then you were unsaved?
That has not happened to me yet. I have been saved, and of course, I was believing a false doctrine where, I was always taught that we're sinners. We're going to sin forever, and that we can't not sin, and that you just call it down on grace. And I always thought that grace and mercy was like forgiveness, but now I'm starting to realize that it's actually power, that it is a power that God puts in you to overcome sin and temptation. So I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I think that does that make sense?
It makes sense that you're still learning. But I'm not really clear on the other stuff. But I want to ask, have you gone and forgiven?
Well, I mean, I have, but I haven't done what you said. Like, I can't go to my mom and like do it to her face because
Well,
I'm still chicken. Seriously, it is so volatile. However, I just don't want to hurt her. I know this will just, rip her heart open. I do want to do it. I'm still praying about that.
what are you praying
think that's
about?
an
When you
issue?
pray about going and to forgive your mother, what do you say about that in your prayer?
I just question if God really wants me to go to her face and tell her how horrible she is. It was.
He said, "Go and forgive, and I will forgive you." He wants you to face her.
And it can't be done just through prayer, huh?
No, that's a cowardly way out. It won't work.
Right. I'm a coward. Dang it. Okay. So I got one more question. I'm working on that one.
I know, but let me just ask you this:
Yeah.
and then don't forget your other question. All right. When you say you're working on it, going to forgive your mother, what kind of work you're doing? What type of work are you doing that would cause you to do it?
Well, right now I'm just trying to keep the peace. Like, we can barely even have a conversation, and it's just so, like, she would break a leg trying to get away from a hug, from me, because she just thinks I'm just like the worst thing ever, and so if I can just even get her to be around me in person, or even talk to me, or just have even just acknowledge my existence half the time. I know that she says she forgives me and she's a Christian, but I feel like I have a lot more to forgive her for because I feel like she's not a Christian. But right now I just try to keep the peace.
But you're not
I'm
keeping the
pretty
peace. You're not keeping the peace.
What am I doing?
You're causing peace, the non-peace to last longer.
Oh, true. It could be. Yeah, that is true. Satan is so deceiving.
What does she forgive you for? What does she need to forgive you for?
Well, she thinks that I had a life full of drugs and, just a crazy life, and she blames me for it.
But that was her fault.
I don't want to blame her for it.
But it was her fault, Stephanie.
I understand. I do understand, and I forgive her for that. I do.
No, you don't.
But she also raised my kids.
Oh my God.
Took my kids from me and gave them to her, and then she didn't want to give them back, and it was just a big court battle with me and my husband. It was so ugly, and it just, like, I literally, my mom and dad, I'm an only child, like, they were going to die from pain. Just the fact that they wanted me to give them my kids. They told me that was like the most Christian, godly thing
Because
I
your
could
mother
do.
wanted to destroy them too.
Yeah, she wanted me to walk away from it and give them. Thank God my husband, he was like, "You're crazy. Let's not do this." And so we got him back, but by then my mom and dad had undermined us. The entire time we were trying to do damage control. Just weird stuff. But my mom, no, I can't even have a conversation with her because if I try to talk to her, any kind of things that she did to, I think, destroy my credibility with my kids while I was raising them, because I was a Christian when I had them back. She just, I can't tell you, I've never seen that kind of hate, that kind of, it's just so volatile, and it's intimidating. It's intimidating, it's scary. I am a chicken. I cannot fight with my parents. I don't know how they did that to me.
Because your mother, your dad what?
He's passed away now, and it got a little bit smoother before he died, thank God. But my mom, like I said, if I can even have just one tiny conversation with her without her, telling me how it is, how dare you? Oh, well, I'm going to hang up now. Don't tell me this. Don't say that. Then, and it just gets me so upset. So I guess I'm probably brainwashed. I don't know. To me, it's keeping the peace. I feel like that I'm being a good Christian if I just love my mom, make her comfortable, treat her with respect, and, forgive her secretly, privately. I don't know. But I believe you. I do believe what you're saying. I try to get my courage up for that.
Let me just say this to you. I understand the situation better now. If you can't face her, you can either do it by FaceTime. If you can't go to her presence because she may get violent or whatever, you can do it FaceTime. Or if you have to...
Can I write a letter?
No, why don't you call her on the phone and say, "Look, I just wanted to tell you I'm sorry for hating you for the way you are. I know you can't help it."
Boy, Oh, boy. Whew. Yeah.
And then she said, well, I have to forgive you. You tell her there's nothing to forgive you for because everything you've gone through is because of her. Your resentment toward your mother, you became like her, except that each generation get worse. And Stephanie, if you want peace, you got to forgive her so that God can forgive you. You have to apologize for hating her so that you can stop playing God in your life and you will be free, and that way you'll pass down love to your children. Otherwise, you're going to destroy your own children as well.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I always wonder about that. It's kind of, it's almost like a secret sin.
But you can't, you're not going to develop courage by thinking about doing it. You develop courage once you do it. It's like lifting
but
weights.
What if it destroys the relationship? Like
you don't have a relationship with her.
I mean, it's true, but I have civility. Like it's civil.
No, that's no relation. You don't have love for her. She doesn't love you.
That's true. I mean, you're right. I mean, I guess that isn't love. You know, if I think about it, it's not really. But I've learned to accept what I can. I'm an only child. I don't have family.
And you don't have family now. With her, she's not your family.
True. That's true. True, Jesse.
You start your own family now. You have your husband, you have your children, you have your own family now, and you want to guide them with love. And right now, you don't have the love.
The proper love.
Right. God's love, not the mama's love. The mama's love will destroy you.
Got you. It's true. Then I'd say I'm very close because I'm just a little bit off from perfection.
Why don't you take your husband with you to deal with your mother?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing right there. I thought that my husband, he wants me to deal with it, but he tells me what to say, and then I just say, please, honey. Ask him
to go with you and be there for you while you just say to your mother, and you don't need to have a long conversation with her.
I don't have to name the thing.
You don't need to name the things. You just apologize for resenting her for the way she is.
Oh, I see. I can do that. I think that she would probably, that might even make her happy, yeah. If I just tell her,
no,
Mom,
Stephanie,
I'm sorry.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
Don't try to make her happy. Don't worry about her. Her salvation is up to her. If you want to overcome, she needs to drop her hatred for her mother.
So I just go to her and say, I'm really sorry and I have resented her. I've even questioned if I have true forgiveness for her because
you don't, Stephanie.
It's so painful. It's been very painful, and I always ask myself, is this just an ability for me to bury that pain and deny it? But then I say no because I'm not angry, but still that could be a lie.
It is a lie.
It's been very painful. It has been painful for
Stephanie,
my own
if you were not angry, you would not be afraid of your mother.
Oh.
And Satan is making up all these excuses in your head. Oh, you're going to hurt her feelings. She's going to do this and that. You don't know what's going to happen when you forgive her. And don't plan exactly what you're going to say. But the primary thing is you want to apologize for hating her because she couldn't help herself. You realize she's crazy.
Oh, Lord, this sounds almost like a joke. I can't imagine saying something like that. But it's true. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try that. I'm willing to do anything. I'm seeking after God so desperately and trying to get my household in order.
Well, God is already with you. He's within. But the only reason you're not experiencing him yet because you have not forgiven so he can take away Satan's nature from you.
Right. I don't have true forgiveness.
He's not going to let you in with Satan's nature. Anyone who has anger, Satan is their daddy. All in the name of Jesus.
Right. I think there's something to that, too, because I have a really hard time fitting into a church family. And I always think that people are talking about me and, that they don't want me there and stuff like that. And my sister-in-law was saying that she thinks it's because of, the way my mom treated me, all this time. And that, I've been brainwashed to think that I'm unworthy and I'm, nobody wants me there and, stuff like that.
No, you listen to Satan in your head.
Uh-huh.
All thoughts are lies.
Right. Gotcha.
All thoughts are lies.
Okay. I like that. That's a hard word to practice right there. Thank you. Okay, I want to ask you one more question.
Okay, let me tell you this first. Are you doing my silent prayer video?
I'm going to go download it and start that.
Yeah, do the silent prayer so God can calm you down, slow you down, and catch up with you and bring you out of your head so you can live by his revelation, his wisdom. But you got to go and forgive your mother so he can draw you in.
I hope that's all it is.
It is. It's just that simple.
Okay. I believe you.
And so the Bible
And,
go-to guy is telling me that, let me see. He said that what the Christians mean by being saved is that once you proclaim Jesus as your Lord and Savior, and he is whom you recognize, then no matter how much you sin or whatever else you do or don't do, you have your salvation, meaning you are going to heaven after you die.
Yeah. Do you believe that?
No.
Yeah, okay, I don't either. I used to.
Well, don't be, and the Bible go-to God told me to tell you, don't be afraid of Satan's spirit, that satanic spirit in your mother.
Yeah, I know. She claims to be a Christian, and I sit here and I think, why? Why is there always such a fight? So I fear. I cower down, and I really do. It's bad. It's weird.
Your mother has no love.
And I'm not supposed to fear her.
No. You only fear her
Mom.
because you resent her. You're subject to whomever you resent.
That's a trickle-down effect that could be on my boys.
I'm sorry?
A trickle-down effect. If I don't, forgive my mom properly,
Yeah.
it'll trickle down on my boys. And that's probably why I overcompensate with my boys, is because I fear my mom.
Yes.
Or haven't forgiven her.
Yes.
Yeah, because I got a little bit of unruly boys going on.
Amazing. How old are the boys? How many boys you have?
I got 3. I have a 26, 19, and 16.
And where's the boys? Where are the boys?
Well, I'm a truck driver. They're at home right now.
But where are the boys? How old are the boys?
My 16 and 19-year-old are living at home in my house. When me and my husband are out, we started a business.
Those are not
They're in
boys.
tech
Those are
college.
men.
Yeah, men, yeah.
Why are they at home?
They are. They're in tech college while we're out here starting a business. And
Why are they at work?
They're in tech college, and my 19-year-old is working. He's doing an apprenticeship for mechanics, and then getting his degree.
Why Why the other 2 boys are not working?
These are those 2 boys. All my boys are working, so there's 3.
Good.
Yeah, they're all in school, tech school. I pulled them out of school. Actually, they just dropped out. They hated school so bad because they do love Jesus, and they was telling me what they were being taught. And to be honest with you, my one I have a daughter. She's my oldest. She was the most brainwashed out of all of them, and I couldn't figure out why, because we raised her Christian. And out of all my kids, she's the only one that finished school, and she's the one that hates Christians, and she's the one that hates conservativeness. And the sooner my boys dropped out, my youngest one dropped out at the youngest age, and he's the most Christian. I mean, he's the one that has the most faith.
Yes.
And then the other ones were confused, and it took us a while to unindoctrinate them and get them close to us and get them back in line with our values. And the school messed them up, and I see that now. I see it. It's really bad.
Did you say you're a truck driver?
Yeah, I'm a truck driver. We started our own business. We sold our house. We sold our house and paid off all our debt and bought a semi about 4 months ago. And now we're out here doubling our income and debt-free, trying to start over. I want to be a homesteader and get somebody driving my truck for me in about a year, and buy another one and just keep going.
Well, that's fine since the boys are on their own now. They're doing their own thing. So you have one more question for me, Steph?
One more, and it was about when you talk about that women shouldn't be preachers.
Yeah.
Is there a difference between teaching and preaching? Like, women that get up and what about women teachers who teach women?
No,
and,
Lord, no.
Nothing, huh? Interesting. So why do we have so much?
Because the men are weak and allowing it to happen.
So you don't believe in the women. So what about where in the Bible where it talks about, the older women are supposed to teach the younger women?
By being
the morals?
examples for them, older women. Nowadays, nowadays, old women don't have any sense for the most part. But in the good old days, women were women. They would be examples. They would be wives, and they would be home and raising the children and cooking and cleaning and sewing and making quilts. And they would be examples like that. And the younger girls would see that, and they would pattern after that.
That makes sense. But no teaching, not even in just to get up and. I understand. No is no. Right?
Right.
Okay. Well, that was nice. It was nice talking to you, Jesse.
You too. Stephanie, call me when you forgive your mother.
I will.
You're going to shake in your boots, and don't listen to anything Satan said that she's going to do, will or will not do. Have no expectation. Go and just say, I'm sorry for hating you, for screwing up my life, you crazy heifer. And
it's going to make her hate me. That's the sad thing.
She already hates you. She already hates you.
That's true. It's going to make her hate me more.
She already hates you more.
I'm sad because I need my mom. I want.
No,
my mom.
you don't.
I don't.
What do you need her for?
I don't know. I always just thought we should have some kind of something.
It should have been that way, but it's not that way. Now you have your husband and your own family.
So just walk away from it.
Yes.
Know that I was right with God.
Yes.
I did what I was supposed to do.
Yes.
That could be hard. but
no, it's
like
not.
You said, that's not much. It's not much of a relationship that I'm walking away from anyways. Like
Stephanie,
I said, it's just more of a...
Stephanie,
yeah.
Make sure you do the silent prayer because you're like 90 going nose. Calm down.
Okay.
Calm down.
Maybe that will go away.
It will go away.
After I forgive.
It will go. Once
cool.
you forgive, it will go away.
Okay. I should try it. I'm willing to try anything. I want to be obedient to God.
And so listen, your mind, which is not your own, is that of Satan, going to try to convince you that, oh, she's going to get mad, or she's going to cry, or you're going to hurt her feeling. All that stuff is not true. And whatever happened, let it happen. Have no expectation.
I'm going to call you and tell you what happens.
Okay.
It'll be interesting.
It will. Make sure you call me and let me know. And if you're really that afraid, take your husband with you.
That'll be interesting. Oh, boy. Okay. Yeah, he'll like that.
All right. Let me know how it goes, all right?
Okay, thanks. God bless you.
God bless you, Stephanie.
Okay.
Isn't that amazing to be that afraid of your mother? But all people are. Those who have not forgiven, they're afraid of mama. Because when you have anger, whomever caused you become angry controls you. You're afraid of them. Isn't that amazing? Have Nick get the phone for me. They control you, folks. And mama control everybody because they're afraid of her. She controlled her husband and the children and the cat and the dog. But once you overcome that anger, you have no fear. Zero fear. Who is this on 5, Nick? Let me go to Maine and talk to a first-time caller, Mitchel. Mitchel, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Oh, good deal and good content so far. Hank, you are looking blacker than normal.
As black as the ace of spades. I told you Hake used to be white. Now he's becoming black.
And how's that back doing? Your back doing better today, Mr. Hake?
It's better.
All right. Wow, what a great call, Stephanie, calling in. I know I need to talk about how my pastor and deacon took the revelation of how I talked good about you in church. I sat them down at a meeting, and you should have seen their stink eye once they started listening to your message. And this is a First Baptist church in South Carolina.
And you said it was your pastor and who else?
A deacon.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
like, I don't even know what is a deacon.
And so what happened? What happened?
Well, they I want to get to that, but real quick, yeah, Stephanie has to go and forgive. I can't believe it. So she's so afraid about it. or not afraid, but just hesitant.
No,
And,
she's
for
afraid.
what? Yeah. Why?
Because
though? I don't get
all
it.
people who hate mama is afraid of mama.
Okay.
Have you
That
gone and
does make
forgiven your
sense.
mother?
Yes, sir. And I'm not a first-time caller. Probably third-time caller.
Oh, I wonder why
I
they put
forgave.
first time there. And they have first timer here.
It's all good. Nick is cool. Nick, Uncle Baby, he's all right. But
Oh,
yeah,
this
sir,
is your first time calling the Hake Report, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes. So I misspoke.
Yeah, that's why he said first timer.
Yeah, we'll let him slide this time.
So
I like
real
Chris
fast,
better.
Mitchell, what happened with the
Oh,
pastor
yeah.
and the thing? Real fast.
Yeah, real fast. They didn't take it well. I'm trying to do whatever I can to because, well, I'm trying to do what I can to change their minds about you.
What happened now?
It looks, you know how back in Jesus' day.
So Mitchell, you
Jesus
went
was,
to them and you said what?
Yeah, I'm telling you. I know we're on a time.
Yeah.
And I'm working too. I'm a truck driver.
Nice.
Just like Stephanie, truck driver. And that's why I wanted to tell her, hey, I'm going to be your first applicant, Stephanie. I'll apply to drive your truck. But getting back to the pastor and that deacon guy,
Right.
they started getting angry and saying, well, we can't listen to anything Mr. Jesse Lee is saying because he doesn't get these scripture things right. So that cancels out everything else he's trying to tell us. And they were getting angry. Oh, man, they were getting angry. It looked like he was about to burst out his shirt buttons, rip his clothes, and say, Pharisee. That's basically what happened. And me and my dad, we just defended you because we know the truth. It's interesting. You talked about being saved, how the Christians talk about being saved. And, I guess I was saved, but then now I know from watching your show for like the last year, pretty much been watching you, binge watching, that I've returned to the Father because I've gone and forgiven everybody. And you got to truly forgive.
What did your mother say when you went to her?
She's a lighthearted woman. She said she accepted it. She thought I was a little crazy at first, but then once she knew I was being serious, she accepted it and said, okay. And I
Nice.
said, well, Mom, you've done the best you can.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that you didn't know what you were doing, and you were turning me away from my father, which that's not right. My father is closer to God than you are. And, you know.
How old are you, Mitchell?
I'm 31.
Oh, okay. Nice, man. Well,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
glad that you did that. And with the preacher and the deacon, you can't force them to receive the truth. So just be an example,
Yeah.
be honest with them, but you can't make them see it. So don't try that.
Okay, I won't do that, but I will. You've got some great merch on the Fallen State.
Yes.
I'm going to buy a couple T-shirts, and I'll just wear the T-shirts around them. Maybe give them a coffee mug for Christmas.
Yeah.
And that might get the point across.
Yeah.
Well, I know you probably your lines are probably smoking, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Hank, he's not as popular as you.
No,
I don't know why.
Hank is growing, man. He's come a long
Yeah,
ways in a quick time. Thank you,
I just started
Mitchell.
watching him. I love him. Love you
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you so much, Mitchell. I appreciate you, buddy.
Well, I'll talk to you about something another day in chat. You guys are doing great. Have fun chatting, everybody. God
Right
bless
on.
you.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, all right?
I do. Appreciate you, too.
All right. Thank you. Let me go to Earl out of Michigan. Let's see here. Earl, welcome to the HakeReport.com.
Hola, buenos dias, Jesse Lee Peterson.
Good morning, Earl.
Good morning. I was expecting to talk to Hake, but I see you subbing for me
Right.
lately.
Yeah. Hake is out. He has a beta back.
Yeah. There's certain topics I discussed with him. And
Well, he'll be here
because-
tomorrow, I believe. You want to call back and talk to him then?
And I talked to him then also, but with you, I probably talk on your show because I wanted to confront you on your idea of Ku Klux Klan or better than the Black Lives Matter. Your assumption that Black Lives Matter.
You're
is
right.
worse
They
than
they are. The Black Lives Matter is way worse than the KKK. You're right about that.
No, I'm not right about that. I'm just quoting what you say.
Oh,
I'm not saying I believe it. I believe the total opposite, because the facts prove that you're out of your mind. To equate Black Lives Matter anywhere near the terror group that the Ku Klux Klan was.
that's why I said that the Black Lives Matter is worse.
How are they worse?
Because you're right, it is a mistake to compare the KKK to Black Lives Matter, because Black Lives Matter is worse than the KKK. Black Lives Matter is pure evil.
KKK was pure evil.
Well, those who were killed, a few blacks were evil. You're right about that. There was no love in that.
They were so terrible. There's an 1871 act called the Ku Klux Klan Act that the Congress put on and the Senate ratified, that speaks against the terror of the Ku Klux Klan. So to compare with Black Lives Matter is foolish. They were burning crosses, hanging folks.
Do you agree that Black Lives Matter is evil?
No, I don't believe protesting is evil. I believe
How about when they were shouting, "What do we want? Dead cops. What do we want it now?" That was protest too.
That was protest.
How about when they say "pig in a blanket, fried like bacon"? Is that protest as well?
Yes, that's protest.
How about when they were burning down buildings and?
Hey, are you going to let me answer the question or what?
How about when they were burning down buildings and stealing and killing? Was that protest as well?
No, I didn't see them killing anybody.
Oh, you didn't see that police officer that was killed?
That police officer that was killed in St. Louis was separate from the Black Lives Matter folks that was protesting.
Oh.
So you join anything that happens.
So you have excuses for Black Lives Matter. That's what it is.
No, I think you blame everything that happens because Black Lives Matter is protesting, and anything that's done, you blame it that Black Lives Matter had a part in it.
So you got a bunch of excuses for the Black Lives. You have a bunch of excuses for the Black Lives Matter.
No, I think you falsely blame folks for things that other folks do in the name of Black Lives Matter. Not that they are doing it, but they join it into it and go on doing their own thing.
What is it like to try to excuse that away in your mind? How do you do something like that?
I just point out the facts. I point out the folly. How do you blame a blanket slate of folks who you know nothing about, and when folks join in and do something bad that in the name of Black Lives Matter, you blame the whole movement for what a few do.
Earl, how do you rationalize that away in your mind?
Easy.
How? Tell me the steps.
I do it by separating what they do and what others do in their name. That is not what they profess to do. In fact, I've seen one of your videos of Black Lives Matter, and you had folks you had Nick, I think he was on a mission, and the Black Lives Matter investigation, I would call it. He taped Black Lives Matter in action, and he taped some folks that was in Black Lives Matter spraying houses, named with Black Lives Matter emblem, and the Black Lives Matter person told him to stop. You're doing it. We're going to be blamed for that, and they told that person to shut up, and so forth. So you got folks,
Who told him to shut up?
The people that were spraying these houses with Black Lives Matter emblems and claimed to be with the Black Lives Matter folks. And when one of the Black Lives Matter confronted these two women that was spraying the houses and told them not to do it because they would be blamed for it. Black Lives Matter was blamed for it.
Oh, so Black Lives Matter didn't want the people to know that those folks were with them?
That they worked with them. That them doing that, the blame would go to Black Lives Matter, who had nothing to do with it.
When Black Lives Matter confessed,
the woman that was doing it said, "The heck with what you saying? Just shut up."
when the Black Lives Matter confessed to being Marxist, trained to be Marxist, what do you think? You okay with that too?
No, I'm not okay with that. I'm okay with Black Lives Matter.
Do you know that being trained to be a Marxist?
Can I answer, man?
Do you know that being trained to be a Marxist?
You're running out questions before I can finish a sentence. Why don't you let me answer?
So Nick told me to tell you that he filmed another group that broke into a store.
There were folks in there that was doing it, and you had other folks that was infiltrated in them, and so when they peel off, while the Black Lives
Nick, come
Matter,
here for a minute and explain this to Earl, because Earl doesn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I just know you just like to blankly blame everybody for everything.
And so you're okay with them being Marxist, trained to be Marxist, right?
No, I'm not into Marxist. That's their certain folks' ideology. No.
That's what Black Lives Matter admitted to.
Yeah.
Are you okay with them hating God?
No.
Are you okay with them hating a nuclear family?
No.
Are you okay with them hating unborn children?
No.
So why you support them then, Earl? What the?
I support the fact that they ask for police accountability.
That's dumb.
That part. Well, that's dumb to you.
They're not even taking accountability for themselves. They are blaming it on the cops. And you okay with that, right?
They're blaming what on the cops?
Their lack of self-control. They're blaming it on their life. They're failing life. They don't know how to do anything on their own, so they try to blame it on white people, on the cops, and everybody but themselves. You okay with that?
No, I don't think that's what they're doing.
Whether you think it or not, that is what they're doing.
What I was going to also tell Hake.
Hold on for a minute. I want Nick to answer this question about the filming thing you brought up. What happened with that, Nick?
So why is Earl mad? Earl's just saying why he supports?
He said that he saw a film that you did out on the streets.
Right.
And that there were some people in a building or something painting the building.
Yeah.
And they were saying they were with Black Lives Matter. And one woman told the other woman to shut up.
I do actually remember that.
What happened?
I do actually remember that. I believe I was driving around. It was one of those times where I was out streaming. And I was still driving, and I did see that. I could be wrong. I think it was other black people who told that lady to shut up. But regardless, Earl brings up an interesting point, because that's not the only like moment that I filmed like that. There was another similar moment where people broke into a store, and they started rushing the store and taking stuff. And this one lady got up, and she was like, "No, stop! This is not what we're about, right?" And but she couldn't stop the crowd from doing it.
Right.
It kind of shows how they fight amongst themselves. They're just wild people, and it's just that's what hateful people do, right?
Right. If you don't get along with one, you don't get along with anyone. If you don't love one, you love no one.
But I feel like Earl is like ignoring the other 4 hours of footage that I filmed those days. At least one particular day, kind of ignoring the 4 hours, because I just heard him say, "Oh well, one thing I like about Black Lives Matter is they want police accountability," but that's not true. Under the disguise of police accountability, what they really want is revenge, a fake revenge from a fake false reality in the head.
Yeah.
And they want a destruction of America, and by extension, white America, under the disguise of police accountability. If you remember, I had 4 more hours of footage of us going around interviewing people, and they're just hateful people, just talking about the fake stuff like racism, police brutality, and white girls too, white people that were there saying, wait 1 second, I'm almost done. I filmed one white girl, a couple of them actually, saying we'll stand for watch and watch for police and let them loot.
See that?
They were okay with them looting and destroying. Where were we, Chris? Santa Monica. They were okay with it, and she was saying that we should let them. And in fact, as a white person, to I guess pay back for slavery and all that crap, I'm gonna stand watch in case any cops come and let them loot.
Amazing.
White bodies to the front.
White bodies to the front. Yeah.
Earl, you still support Black Lives Matter?
I support the part of police accountability. I don't support a lot of other things in the name of Black Lives Matter, no. But Nick made a comment that racism is fake because he believes your lie that racism was fake. And so he believes anybody that espouses that there has been racism that is fake because he's one of the I guess one of your disciples or students or whatever you want to call them that believe your line of thinking.
No such thing as racism, Earl.
No, but the people I was speaking to out there, it was clear that they were angry not about the things they were talking about. And what they wanted, police accountability and stuff like that. Well, they were talking about things that just were not true. And whether you believe that, whether you go all the way to racism isn't real, like how Jesse says, fine. Maybe you don't go all the way there. You can see clearly, if you're an honest person, that the things they're talking about are not true. Like, cops are just killing blacks out in the street for no reason. And
the Bible go-to guy made the point, and I have already been saying it, that most black people agree with what Black Lives Matter are doing. They agree with it, so they're part of it because they don't disagree. They don't rebuke Black Lives Matter. They go right along with it, and they believe the lie about police brutality, even though defunding the cops.
That's again.
I mean, look at Earl. He's not out there protesting.
You don't believe it. That's a lie.
You'll let Black Lives Matter go on.
That don't make it a lie because you don't think it's true.
Yes, it does.
Does it make it a lie because you don't?
When you hang up, you cease to exist.
Earl, the Bible go-to guy want to know, how did police accountability morph into police defunding?
That's a good question.
Well,
He's studying.
Morphed into that's a misnomer when they say.
But that's what they wanted, though.
Some folks have different interpretation of defunding. Like I said, defunding.
See how Earl got all these excuses.
You see Minneapolis, they went back on that, right?
Doesn't mean just they should have came up with a better term because people misinterpret.
But they went and did it.
The meaning of
they did it, Earl. Not only did they came up with the right term. They did it. They did it in Los Angeles and now Minneapolis.
They went back.
Yeah.
Now they put $6.4 million into hiring more cops after outcries that cops were not showing up. When you call 911, they were taking too long. Crime was going out of control.
And that was another state, too, where they're talking about bringing back the cops now. I forgot which state it was, though. Which city.
Better slogan would have been police reform.
That's not what the slogan was.
That's not what they said. They said police defunding.
That's not what they said.
And when they say police reform, they mean take away the cops' ability to do their job right, get rid of white cops.
I got to run. I talked to you too long. Call Hake tomorrow. He'll be here.
Yeah, I did talk to you too long.
Yeah, call Hake tomorrow.
Adios, amigos.
Bye.
Bye.
What a mess. Is this Vidal?
Vidal.
And before I let you go, this soundbite we have about Rush Limbaugh, what is it?
It's from his show, the Rush Limbaugh Show, which started in 1988, but this is from 1993, and he's making a joke, and he's making fun of people that are really into, supporting causes. You know how, like, you wear a pink ribbon if it's breast cancer or this ribbon or that ribbon?
Yeah.
He makes a comment on those people, and kind of America at large, which I thought was pretty cool.
Nice.
I'd never seen that
I'm
before.
going to play that at the top of the next hour. I appreciate that. Let me go to, thank you, Nick, for straightening out Earl. That's my producer, folks, and one of my experts. Vidal is a first-time caller out of Maryland. Vidal, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Awesome. Hi, Jesse.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great.
Good, man.
I called because I wanted to share a little thing I wrote, if that's okay, that I noticed from God. But
Okay.
I also wanted to say something in response to Earl's ramblings.
Okay, real fast.
Okay, I think Earl likes Joe Biden because he's as incoherent as Earl is.
Amazing.
Okay, I'll read this thing real fast. Yesterday morning. This morning, our Lord placed a swath of clouds, lightly textured in a plethora of ways, and pulled at the edges into evenly placed spots of cloud, dabbed onto the gray-blue haze of dawn sky. He painted the clouds in the most heavenly shade of orange, the vibrant tear of molten, precious metal strewn and splattered so artistically on the dim, starred cloak of one grand atmospheric lake glazed with hanging mist, brought the soul to its knees in awe, and to the mountaintop of understanding with a contrasting shock of untenable beauty as a remembrance of his eternal love.
Amazing. Did you write that?
Yeah.
How old are you?
26.
Nice.
Thanks.
So are you a writer?
No, I draw and now I'm picking up writing, I guess.
Good, man.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Keep it up, all right?
Okay, we'll do.
What were you about to say?
I want to say I've forgiven my mom, and I'm walking in the light of God, where before I was deep into the fallen state, and I want to say it's amazing.
It is amazing. How did your mother respond to you forgiving her?
She gave me a funny look, and she started crying.
What was she crying about?
I think it's just like a trick, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you gotta feel sorry for her, and then you give up, you lower your guard or something.
Are you living on your own now?
Yeah, I've got a wife and 2 kids. And
Wow. That's amazing.
Thanks.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you so much for all you do for people like me. You add so much value to our lives, I think.
You're welcome, buddy. And keep writing those amazing poems.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Call me again, buddy. I appreciate it, all right?
Sure.
Okay. Amazing. Rashid is a first-time caller out of Pennsylvania. Rashid, welcome to the Hake Report.com.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing?
All is well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
I had a question about God.
Okay.
Does God say in the Bible that Christians should love themselves?
No.
That's what I was thinking. Because every time I ask some preacher, they say in the Bible it says you should love yourself as your neighbor.
He said, love your neighbor as yourself.
Mm-hmm. But does that mean love yourself? Like that you have to love yourself first?
No.
Okay. What does it mean then?
When you love God with all your heart, soul, and might, and then you love your neighbor as yourself, meaning that you don't resent your neighbor, don't hate them. When you don't hate them, you have love. And so when you see them being out of control, or they're angry, or they're whatever they're into, don't judge them for it. And when you don't judge them, you love them, because God is not judging us, right? He loves us, so we should love our neighbor in the way that He loves us.
Okay.
Don't hate them.
Just to clarify, I shouldn't love or hate myself.
Right. You can't love yourself. You can only judge yourself as being good or being bad. You shouldn't do either. You should just be.
Okay, I should just be. Okay, I understand.
Yeah, have no opinion of yourself.
Okay, and I have one more question, if that's all right.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on female preachers?
There should no such thing. It's a made-up thing. Women have no business pretending to be men preaching. It's not from God.
Okay. So, like...
Because the man is over the woman. If the man is over the woman, how's she going to preach to him?
Okay. Well, every time I talk to female preachers about it, they, like, say something that's in the Bible about a woman preaching.
I know they make up stuff, man.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Just think about that. Let's think about that for a minute here. God is over Christ. Christ is over man. Man over woman. And women over children. The love comes from God through Christ, through the man, through the woman, to the children, right? How the woman going to lead the man if she's under the man?
That makes sense. So, like, but they don't have any wise words to give?
No.
No. Okay, I'll take that into consideration.
Women don't have love. Did you know that?
I actually, what do they have then?
Hate.
Like forever, or do they have to return to God and then they could love?
Yeah, once they're born again, then God would, he would give them a logical mind and draw them into the kingdom. But he's not going to draw them in with that illogical mindset, because that is of their father, the devil.
Okay. So,
and then once you draw it back to God, she would know that it was stupid to try to be a preacher. That was all from Satan. And she would love being a woman because she would be in her natural state of self.
So when they preach, it's of Satan, it's not of God.
Right.
Oh, okay.
It's all ego.
All right, I understand that.
They're trying to be like a male, but like a man, but they can't.
So it's never going to work?
No.
Okay. That makes sense.
Amazing.
Thank you, Jesse. Congratulations for 31 years of bond.
Thank you, man. It's mind-blowing.
And rest in peace, Rush Limbaugh.
Yes, exactly. Call again, buddy. Thank you for calling the Hake Report, all right?
All right, thank you.
Okay. Hake Report. And speaking of Rush, some of you know Rush expired. He had been battling with cancer for a while, and he was 70 years old. Rush Limbaugh died yesterday at age 71 from the battle with lung cancer. And it is an amazing loss. Rush was amazing, and he will always be remembered for the goodness that worked through him upon this earth. And this is from Conservatism Alive. This is on the Rush Limbaugh Show. And back in 1988, watch this.
Because I'm wearing these ribbons, I care more than any of you about anything. And these ribbons say so. I want you people sitting at home and you people in the audience, look down at your lapel right now. I want you to do this. Put the camera back on me. Do this. When you look down, what do you see? You don't see anything because you're not wearing any ribbons. It means you're a bigot. It means you're a racist. It means you're a sexist. It means you're a homophobe. It probably means you're a white guy. It probably means you're a European. And you alone are responsible for all the ills of America. But I'm not, because I'm wearing these ribbons. I care more than you.
Oh, God. That is one of the reasons that the children of the lie hate Rush Limbaugh. They hated him because they hate good. They hated the good that was in Rush. Isn't that amazing? And they hate anyone that is of good. It doesn't matter what color you are. As long as you're of good, evil hates you. And in all honesty, they even hate the ones that are evil because evil hate one another. There's no love in evil. May Russell Limbaugh soul rest in peace. David is out of Mississippi. David, welcome to the show. You're on the Hake Report. You're on the air.
Yes, I was wanting to talk to you about what do you think about the NAACP and the black congressman suing Trump under the Klan Act?
Well, I wasn't aware of that, but I do know that NAACP is no good. It's an evil organization, and its only purpose is to use black people for political gain. So if they are doing that down there, I would not be surprised at all.
Yeah, you can go to the NAACP website and see what they're trying to say is that Trump supporters are, white supremacists, and they suppress the black vote by invading the Capitol. And I don't see how they
That's
put
dumb.
Trump on that, but they're trying to say, I guess, because that act was only to arrest Klan members who are trying to suppress the black vote back then. Well, Trump's not a Klan member. I guess they're trying to say he's a Klan member, but I don't know how they're going to prove that.
You know, David, this is why white Americans have to overcome, yet another reason, white Americans have to or should overcome fear, because these blacks are never going to stop as long as they know fear works for them. And they are using that to keep whites on the run in order to gain power and wealth for themselves. They know that it's not true. David, your phone is cracking. Just listen to me off air, all right? It's like a snapping noise. They know it's not true, but they see that it works because white people are afraid. And they know they can get whatever they want as long as white people are afraid of that word. So they add to it and add to it and add to it, making it sound worse and worse and worse to keep white people on the run. It's about the money and the fake power. The NAACP and those black politicians and other people, they don't care anything about black people, not one iota. But they see that it works for them. They see that they can get white people stuff. They don't have to earn it. They can take money from white people. They can take away their schools and their communities without earning it. And when they trash it, they just follow white people to another area and do the same thing over and over again. It is not about caring about the people. Really. You got to get over the fear of words. And once you return to the Father, that will happen, folks. You would get over the fear. He would cause you to overcome the fear. Perfect love casts out fear. Don is a first-time caller out of Texas. Don, welcome to the Hake Report.com.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Don, how you doing?
Oh, I can't complain, man. It's going real good lately, you know.
Good.
God is cleansing the world, isn't he?
Right on.
I was really calling, first of all, want to, give my condolences to Rush, everybody that's, I got a phone ringing in the background. But,
Rush had been on the air for about 30-some years, right?
I'm not sure. I'm a lot younger than you, Jesse, but I did listen to him from time to time. He was on the radio, and I drove trucks quite a bit, so he's a good conservative. Well, I ain't going to say I don't really know him, but, he kept conservatism alive. And
he was on the air for 32 years, man. That's amazing.
32 years. Yeah, that is amazing.
Yeah.
And he fought like you call them, the children of the lie. I agree with you. I'm not into liberalism. I'm not a leftist, and the black community does need conservatism a lot, and that's why I hope you pick up some of his audience. A lot of people like calling him and bitching about life, and hopefully I heard a couple of them call you today, so hopefully you filled that void. Hopefully a lot more black people listen to you, a lot more brown people listen to you.
What do your family and other black people think of you?
Well, I'm a little mixed. I'm black, but I'm not slow. Yeah, I'm black, but I'm not too slow. But I like black people. I like brown people. I like all people.
When you say you're mixed with what?
Mostly black. But like a lot of black people, I don't know my whole ancestry. But that's why I call myself brown. Got a little bit of Spanish in me, got a little bit of British in me, got a little bit of everything in me, you know. Ancestors been here for about 400 years or something like that. But, yeah, I like black people, especially conservative black people, religious black people, people who love God, who love the Bible, who love the scriptures, the Hebrew scriptures. But black people, like I say, black and brown people, all people, we need to start leaning more to the right.
Yeah.
Getting back into the Bible, reading the scriptures. And,
are you a Christian, Don?
No, you was about to call it right. You almost called me a Hebrew, didn't you?
Yeah, because you said something about Hebrew, so I almost said that. But and what is a Hebrew?
Well, we're trying to figure that out, you know, because God got upset with the Hebrews a long time ago, and so he put a lot of confusion on the earth, Tower of Babel, all that stuff. But yeah, he separated us. He's not talking to us, and we got to figure out why.
Were you a Christian at one time?
Oh yeah, like I say, I'm black, so
why did you switch from Christian? Why did you become? I mean, why would you switch from Christian to Hebrew, and you believe God is not talking to you?
Well, I read the Bible. I like the scriptures. I like the commandments. And I don't agree with most Christians I've fellowshipped with. A lot of them say, you know, they don't follow the commandments. And I think the 10 Commandments, the Bible says we're supposed to follow those for all time. Then you got 2 more commandments that came from the Son of Man, to love God with all your heart, and then to love your brothers, you love your neighbors, you love yourself, you know. But yeah, I just haven't found a Christian flock that really seems to follow the Bible. They changed the Bible, and that's a curiosity.
Is that why you switched from Christian to Hebrew, because of them?
No. It's just a long journey. And I just don't call myself a Christian because most people who call themselves a Christian, they have a perversion of the Bible. Like,
but what does that have to do with you, though? Well, I mean, if you think that they're wrong, why didn't you become an example of what a real Christian is?
Well, again, Christian, you know, why do you guys call yourselves Christians? Why do you guys pray to Jesus?
When you were a Christian, why did you, and you saw that and believed that the Christians were doing it wrong, why didn't you just become an example of what a Christian was or is instead of going to something called Hebrew?
Well, we are Hebrew. I call myself a Hebrew for other reasons. Like I say, I study the Bible, and I read the Bible a little bit differently from you. And that's one thing I wonder about. How are we different religiously? Because I agree with a lot of things you say, but I've been watching you a long time. And like, you know, you call Jesus, sometimes you say he's white Jesus. I've seen you talk to other religious people. I've seen you talk to Brother Polite. I've seen you talk to a few people. And your theology is really curious to me. It seems you remind me of my grandmother, my foster grandmother. She was real similar to you. And she raised foster children, but she didn't really read the Bible. And that's something I wonder about you. Did you read the Bible, the whole 66 books of the conventional Bible?
No. I pick it up and I read it and put it down, but I'm not into that because people who read the Bible, they just learn intellectually and they never know God. They know about him, but they never know him. And so even when I tried to do it that way as a younger person, I wasn't able to do it, and I thank God he didn't allow me to learn about him, but to know him personally. But I want to know, why didn't you become an example of what the Christians should have been rather than judging those Christians and leaving Christianity?
Oh, I didn't judge them. That's the Father's place to judge.
But that's what made you change, though, right?
No, that's not what made me.
You said you saw that other Christian wasn't...
I don't want the label...
You said that you saw that other people wasn't really being Christian, and so you became a Hebrew.
Right. Well, I don't like any label, really.
But yeah, Hebrew is a label?
I lean more to Judaism. I practice Judaism because I don't pray to Jesus.
But that's still a labor.
Right. So you could call me a child of God. If we fellowship together, you probably would say I was a Christian because, like I say, so much of our ideology and interpretation of the Bible do line up a lot. But we do break some forms, you know.
But how come you accept the label Judaism and not Christianity? And you don't like to be called label?
Well, you could just, like I say, you call me a child of God.
But that's a label.
And I believe, yeah. And labels don't really matter. That's another person's opinion.
So you do you don't mind labeling, right?
Well, I don't mind anything. You know, it's none of my business. If you call me a Christian, if you call me a child of Allah, is it true? Is it not? It's up to me how I interpret what other people label me as. And that's one thing, too. Like, I have a question about you. You say sometimes you don't believe in racism, and I wonder how facetious you're being, how sarcastic you're being. Do you really not believe in racism?
There is no such thing as racism.
Okay. That's very interesting. How did you come to that determination?
I can see that it's only love or hate. And you're either of love, which is from God, or you're of hate, which is from Satan. And that the children of the lie, rather than calling it hate, because they are of hate, they put a name on it called called racism, so that you can't see that it's of hate. And then you can't prove that you're not a racist, right? And so they use that for their own personal gain.
And that's the same with the label Christian. If I call myself a Christian, other Christians are going to be like, well, if you're a Christian, then, this is what Christians believe. And most Christians, in my experience, they haven't even read the Bible. So I wonder, where do they get their ideology from?
Read the Bible doesn't make you a Christian.
Right. Following Jesus' example makes you a Christian.
No, it doesn't.
If you believe in Jesus Christ,
following Jesus' example doesn't make you a Christian either.
What makes you a Christian, Jesse?
Being born of the heart makes you a Christian.
Okay, and that's a great interpretation.
Yeah. Don, I got to run, though, man. I'm running out of time. Call the Hake Report again, all right?
I'll probably call your show. I'm more familiar with you.
All right, yeah.
Have a good evening.
All right, you too, buddy. Thanks for your call. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Rick is out of Hampton, Virginia. Rick, welcome to the Hake Report. You're on the air.
My brother Jesse Lee Peterson. Everybody gonna listen to the show on Hake Report.
The Hake Report. He should be back tomorrow. His little beta back, maybe.
What's a beta back, Jesse?
A beta back is when a person has problem with his back, and they can't function because the back hurt.
Right.
And so that's a beta back. It's a weak back.
Oh, okay. y'all was telling you, what is that? I know one thing about back injuries. I don't like back injuries, man. They are hard to diagnose.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Slow.
I wonder why it takes so long for the back to heal, even if it heals at all.
You know, with your back, Jesse, a lot of people, and when you notice with our black women, you know how the proper way to pick up something off the floor? You're supposed to bend your knees completely.
Right.
You don't use your back. A lot of people use their back. But lifting and everything, knock their back out of whack, and that's it.
Why does it take so long to heal? And in some cases, they don't heal.
Right, and it's hard to diagnose.
But do you know why?
I have no clue, Jesse.
Me either, but I noticed that people with back problems, the ones I know, right, they've had it for a long time, and they don't seem to heal.
Right.
Even when they go to one of those back doctors that work the back, massage the backs, and all that kind of stuff, they still don't heal. So
they don't heal, man.
I know, it's mind-blowing. Rick, I got to ask you this. Didn't you tell me you were a little preacher or something?
Minister, yeah. I'm a minister, yeah.
And how did you become a minister?
Well, I was under a teacher, and
what?
We studied together. I was under a teacher. He was like a Bible teacher,
It was like a what, Rick?
A Bible teacher.
Oh, you a Bible teacher?
That's what I do best.
What made you decide to become a Bible teacher? Not that anything wrong with it. I'm just wondering, because you've called the show. I've known you for a while now. You've been called the show.
Right.
What made you to one day decide to be a Bible preacher?
Well, because I see, to me, Jesse, and you turned me on to this. So many Christians are, they're angry. They can't experience a change, and a lot of them don't read the Bible. To me, the Bible is the most and the most popular book in the world, but least read. And it seemed like to me, most people are in the church are emotionally high. That's it to me.
Oh, okay.
No sound doctrine at all. And I like it. And I tell people, when people say, "Well, I do this and I co-sign for my family member and he didn't pay me back," I said, "Well, guess what? The scriptures tell you don't co-sign for anyone's debt."
That's right. How often do you teach the Bible?
With my family, I teach it. I try and teach it every night, but that's when I go to different people. I guess sometimes the blue moon, if I get invited to, you know what I mean, I go teach. But mainly, I teach my family. I try to teach my family as much as I can.
Oh, you try to teach them the Bible?
Well, what I do, we have Bible study, we'll read and just talk about it. But mainly, it's something you said that I try and practice by living it and letting my kids see me do what's right, even when it's the least popular thing to do.
How old are your kids?
I have a 12-year-old, and I have a 28-year-old son and a 28-year-old stepdaughter.
But those are not kids. The 12-year-old's a kid, but not the rest.
Right, and even them, Jesse, sometimes they call and still like to talk about the scriptures. So that's
what
why
now? What did you say?
They call me sometimes and want to know about the scriptures, to understand it.
Oh, okay, nice.
And I like that, one thing I ask is I don't try and live their lives.
Yeah.
And one thing I have learned too, and this is people don't like when I say, how you say, you got to suffer and die. Oh man, it's amazing, Jesse, how Christians don't like that. Oh, it's so mean. Well, that's what the scripture says.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, then I got to run. Do they live?
Okay.
They don't. Your older two not living with you, right?
No.
Oh, good.
One lives in Atlanta. My daughter lives in Atlanta. My stepdaughter and my son lives in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Right on, man.
Which one place I'm looking to move to one day would be Charlotte, North Carolina. I like Charlotte. It's a very conservative town, or either Texas. I'm looking at Iron, Texas, because
Texas on his way down too. Rick, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. I gotta run. Joel, why backs don't heal for the most part?
Well, for one, I think in my opinion, because I ain't no doctor, but upkeep is one of the reasons why stuff doesn't heal, because people will tend to fix it with quick fixes, but not obtain it.
Can they heal though?
They can. Diet and exercise is huge.
And that causes it back to heal?
And it causes it back to heal. I used to have bad knee problems, bad lower back problems. And I didn't know what the problem was. I just thought, I just have a bad lower back. And when I started changing my diet around, not even trying to worry about the back stuff, I stopped having back problems. One day I realized I don't have back problems like I used to, or knee problems. Here and there, stuff will happen.
Right.
But I don't have to steady upkeep it. So diet and exercise has been huge.
The Bible Go To side, guy says, the back has lots of soft, squeamish disc. Squeamish disc. Once those discs get deformed, there is no way to get them back to their normal shape.
I don't know if it could fully be healed. Maybe not, because like I said, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I just know that.
So you never had really back problem? You just had back pain?
I used to, I didn't have a broken disc or anything like that. I used to have really bad lower back pain, and my knees used to always have problems. And then what it was for my knees is all the muscles around my knees were really weak, so that had no support. So when I would run or exercise or do anything like that, my knees would hurt because I wasn't training them properly. So once I developed the muscle around my knees there's less pressure on my knees. So then my knee pain decreased. And when I changed my diet around, my lower back pain decreased. So that's when I realized that, there's just a lot of things that.
So you had the pain from lifting weight?
Bad diet. I mean, I grew up eating all kinds of stuff. Bad diet, and then probably not working out properly. And then, it switched up.
That's interesting. Nick said, my shoulder would kill every time I work out. I couldn't really lift, but I worked through IUT.
It.
So, what?
It. He meant to say it.
That's not how you spell it. That says IUT. Well, that may be a training program.
No, he misspelled.
How you know?
Because he worked through it, he said. He's trying to say.
Oh, I thought you said I worked through IUT. I thought it was like a...
like a program.
Yeah, something like that. I worked through it. Slow training, stretching, and time seemed to have fixed it. But I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Yeah, Joel is right.
Yeah, a lot of the time it's just things that we're doing that we're missing. It's not anything else. Amazing.
Skip is out of Georgia. Georgia, on my mind. Skip, welcome to the HakeReport.com.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing?
All is well, sir. How you?
I tell you what, I'm doing better now, but I woke up this morning and I was wanting to go outside and do a little bit of walking. It's pouring down raining. I woke up as mad as a homosexual with strep throat on Valentine's Day.
What the?
Can't go outside in the rain.
So
that's pretty mad, ain't
it? That's tick. So let me ask, are your bones healed now from your surgery?
Everything's going. Yeah, everything's going good. I went to see my surgeon Monday, and he did another X-ray, and everything's healed in place just fine. And I can put full weight on my left leg now, so I'm able to walk a whole lot better with my walker. It's just building my strength back up now, Jesse. That's all I got to do, just get my leg strength built up. Because you think about it, I ain't done nothing with my legs in 4 years.
Wow.
So I got a lot of strength building to do.
Yeah. So you've been having that problem with the knee or whatever for 4 years?
No, it was the hip.
The hip for 4 years. Why did it take so long to have surgery?
Well, I was scheduled last January, and then the coronavirus came out.
Yeah.
And I told Stacey, I said, Stacey, I guarantee you, I'm just get a call any day now with them telling me that they're going to have to postpone it due to the coronavirus.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it went but a few days later, and they called me up and said, due to the coronavirus, we're going to have to postpone it.
Amazing.
And it took a year. It took another year for them to finally get me in there. But you know, it all worked out good, Jesse. It gave me time to sit still and listen to the Lord.
That's right.
You know,
Stacy is your wife?
No, she's my girlfriend. We done went over that a whole bunch of times.
Oh,
you know
is Stacy black?
White as the ace of spades. I mean, no, she's white.
Oh, Stacy sounds black because you sound like a country guy that would have a black girlfriend.
You reckon?
Yeah.
You know, we got. You know, I've been accused of having a Miss Ann on the side, but I ain't never really had one.
All right. So go ahead. You called about something else, Skip. Go ahead.
Yeah. These blacks, not all but most, they're looking at the wrong role models, and they're listening to the Democrats, and they're getting worse and worse and worse. Is it just for pure hatred for the whites, Jesse?
Yes.
Or is it because the way they were raised, or did they really believe that the whites are superior than the blacks?
Oh, good question. Well, number one, they were raised with anger in their heart, so they can't see what's going on. Number two, they have been told that it's the white man's fault that they're in a fallen condition. And then number three is they have seen that, and because they're in that fallen condition and can't see, they believe that white people are superior to them because they have not been taught that they can do what they want to do in life as well. They can work hard, they can build, they can save their money, but they haven't been taught that they've been taught that it's the white man's fault. And police brutality, slavery, right? And so they don't feel that they are capable of doing anything on their own. And they believe in their hearts that white people are superior to them, and they are not superior. And so they truly believe that white people are more capable than they are. So that's why they're trying to take it from the superior man rather than do it on their own. They don't believe that they can. Because when they look around, they don't see any examples of black people doing anything that's good. Black people don't build, they destroy. So within their own heart, they don't feel that they're capable, and they don't see any examples where black people are doing it. They see a lot of examples of black people blaming white people, calling them white superior, and how white people giving up their stuff to them when they accuse them of being racist. So that's all they have to go by.
Yeah, but there's exceptions to the rule. Look at Ben Carson. I mean, I watched a documentary on him, and he is one smart man. You know, a surgeon. And look at you, Jesse, and look at Thomas. What is it, Sowell or Sowell?
Yeah,
how you pronounce his name? Oh man, I watch him a lot on YouTube.
Yeah,
and he is man. If I had just a little bit of his smarts, I'd be something else. You know?
Yeah.
So there is exceptions to the rules.
But they think that blacks like that sell out. They think those blacks are trying to be white, and it's the same thing that some black children do to other black children in school. If there are black kids in school who are studying and speaking properly and working hard, the other black kids call them racist. They're trying to be white. Likewise, the black adults, when they see people like Thomas Sowell and Justice Clarence Thomas and others who are doing well, they think that in their mind they see a black person trying to act white, because in their hearts they just don't believe that black people are capable of doing anything on their own. So to them, they see a black man in white skin in their mind trying to be white.
Well, that's a shame, Jess. It really is.
It is. It's awful because it hasn't always been that way, but it's the way it is now.
Well, it wasn't that way when I was growing up. I'm 55, and in grade school and even up in middle school and high school, we all got along pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
We didn't get into all this interracial stuff and hanging out and doing all this rapping, the white people rapping and all this, and nobody sagged the pants. They always, whites and blacks pulled the pants up back then.
Yeah.
Or wore a belt, you know.
Yeah.
But now everything is just about it's like they want to teach everybody how to be black. Like, you ain't cool if you ain't black, if you don't sag your pants, or if you don't talk like a black person does, or if you don't listen to some rap music, you ain't part of the clique no more. You're a racist.
Yeah, well, what it is too, Skip, and then I got to run, but what it is that liberal whites who use black people along with the politicians, blacks who are politicians and preachers and others, they see that it works and that the black people are on this plantation and the black people don't mind being used because they think they're going to get something free from it, right? And so liberal whites are doing the same, even women, liberal blacks, men and women, they are doing the same thing because they see that there are certain words that they can throw out there and those blacks are going to go into a trance and they're going to be able to use those blacks to scare white people and get what they want. It's working for them in a material way, but it's doing nothing for their soul. Their souls are still empty. They have no love.
You're exactly right. They're not helping to build a character. Not one bit.
Not at all. And so, believe me, blacks are okay with this. They still have inner conflict. They have no peace. But they're okay because they think getting material things by taking it away from whites is going to make them better. We know that it won't. It's going to only make them worse. Look at the younger generation of blacks. They're even worse than the older generation.
You're right, Jesse. Well, look here. I enjoy talking with you as always.
Thank you,
you're doing one heck of a job, man. Fiddling in and doing a 5-hour show every day this week. We got to get that beta back back where he can do something.
Hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. I think he will. Thank you, Skip.
All right, Jesse.
All right, buddy.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
All
Bye.
right, bye. The treasure chest is now open for the HakeReport.com on D-Line. Let me know when the Hake gets some things to read, all right? Did he read it for me?
So we have a Streamlab for Hake from Justice S. James. It took me years to find a decent deep tissue massage therapist. If you just can't find one in LA, I know an excellent one in Vegas. Let me know if you want me to call Bond to leave you his number and name.
Amazing. And I think he has one, but it just, sometimes he goes, sometimes he doesn't. But thank you. He would say thank you. He appreciate that.
She goes on to say 40-minute flight equals 2 hours of serious healing. Prayers feel better.
I know what prayer can do. Prayer will see you through. Pray in the morning, pray at night. Also, tonight is the ladies' forum tonight. For ladies only at the headquarters of Bond, Los Angeles. Women forum tonight, ladies, at 7 p.m. Come on down. We're going to have a hootenanny of a time. Ladies forum tonight at 7 p.m. And don't forget to support Bond by going to rebuildingaman.com. We are 31 years old now, the organization. So support Bond, or you can call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. Ladies' night. And men, don't worry. Yours is the third Thursday night of the month. No, I'm sorry. Men, yours is the first Thursday night of the month. First Thursday night of the month. And Sunday morning church for everybody. Nick, I can't get to Chris because I don't know what he wants. It's not telling me anything. Let me go to Dylan, a first-time caller out of Nashville, Tennessee. Dylan, welcome to the Hake Report. You're on the air.
What's happening, Jesse? How are you?
All is well. How you doing, sir?
Oh, man, it's been an interesting week here in Tennessee. Just got my power back on with all the ice and snow, and my next couple weekends are going to be picking up all these trees on the property, so that's going to be fun. But
oh, yeah, man.
Other than that,
the weather's pretty bad back there, huh?
Oh, my gosh, yeah. It usually doesn't do this here. It usually doesn't snow a lot, so it's been interesting. But, yeah, the reason I'm calling is I know y'all were talking on your show the other day, which was an awesome show, always is. Y'all were talking about the guy from Georgia, the George Orsaw or whatever, the guy with the Chinese spy, you know, who had the affair with the Chinese spy or whatever.
That was,
but he was kind of,
yeah.
Right. Well, he just fits that profile of that liberal white that says, oh, we got to do this for the blacks, this for the blacks, this for the blacks. Back in the day, I did a little bit of research on something that I saw a lot of the black groups like the Haitian Revolution, right? They view that as the great victory and stuff. Do these liberal white people know what happened at the end of that? Even when they liberated the black slaves in Haiti, even the ones that helped the blacks get their freedom, whenever they gave the blacks the position of power in Haiti, they literally went from one side of the island to the other side of the island and killed every man, woman, and child, regardless if they helped them or not during the revolution, just for the fact that they were white. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, so that's what the blacks did to the whites once they were freed?
Oh, yes. Like, they like to harp on slavery and this and that. It's just like, well, y'all kind of skip over that Haitian Revolution, the details of it.
This is why I say to the liberal whites, I don't know, in their mind, they think that the blacks think that they are their friends because they are helping them to rip off other white people. And these liberal whites are using racism for everything, for all this stuff. But what they don't realize is that as soon as they disagree with the blacks, or as soon as they get in front of them, leading the way, the blacks going to turn on them as well. When you don't have love, you don't love anyone. It doesn't matter if they seem to be on your side or not. When you don't love one, you love no one. And so they will eventually turn on the whites, that's for sure.
Yeah, you got that right, Jesse. And all these Bible thumpers, the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
You know, those who don't read history, I mean, you're doomed to repeat it after a while when you don't pay attention. Look at every major civilization that has ever existed. Look at the things that they were embracing and what the United States is starting to embrace with homosexuality, with the pedophilia, with the putting women in charge of major positions and making decisions.
Yeah.
It doesn't end well.
Right. No,
it does not end well. But hey, God bless you, Jesse. I ain't going to take too much of your time, but it's always a pleasure to talk to you, man.
Thank you, Dylan. And thanks for calling the HakeReport.com, buddy.
Absolutely. And great show. Hey, get better.
All right. He will. He'll be back tomorrow, I think. He sounded like, in talking to him, he sounded like he felt much better today. He just needed one more day of recovery. So he'll be fine, guys. Read that super chat for Hake. Yeah. Super chat.
Trovo, Dark Side of the Bear, what? Jesse, I want to homeschool my kids. Can women not teach even their own children? Isn't the father supposed to work and the woman stay home with the kids and homeschool? Yeah.
Yeah. They can teach them to read, write, and do math, but we're talking about preachers in the pulpit and all that crap. All right. I want to show you. Pull up that one with that Paula woman. I want to show you what happens when a woman becomes a preacher. This is what happens when she become a reverend, preacher, pastor, or Catholic preacher, whatever you call those, and all that kind of stuff.
The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. Angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched right now. From Africa right now. Africa right now. Africa right now. From Africa right now. Amanda aka ata raka teda baka sanda ata ambo osa kata rite eke banda ata rike didi ashata.
That's what happens when women become preachers. Insane. Absolute insanity. It's crazy. Let me go to Canada and talk to Nathan. Nathan, welcome to the Hake Report. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. How's it going, sir?
All is well. Nathan, how you doing?
I'm great. I feel great. I talked to you yesterday about lusting my girlfriend and stuff like that. Do you remember that, maybe?
Never ask a black man if he remembers.
Yeah, my bad. But anyways, you gave me some great advice, and it made me feel a lot better. So thanks for that.
Okay.
And I have a theory about Hake's back.
What's
Remember
that?
when he was telling you that he was eating outside in very cold weather?
Yeah.
The other day.
Yeah.
That's probably what did it. And also, Joel was talking about diet, and I think he said that his favorite food is pizza. So I think those things combined, he's probably eating the pizza outside, and his back was like, nah, I'm going full beta.
Beta back!
Beta back! Hilarious. Okay, my question today is, so I was wondering, should a man with no friends have kids?
What do you mean by that?
I just mean like, this year has been, last year was kind of crazy for me in the sense that I kind of lost my main group of friends because I became pretty outspoken about how BLM was evil and all that stuff was wrong. And I belonged to like a group of people, a group of friends who didn't think they were evil, or I don't know, something like that. And they kind of just abandoned me or ostracized me. So I kind of lost my main group of friends, and I kind of realized that like I don't really have any real friends. Like they weren't even like you said, they weren't real friends to begin with, because you disagree with them about one thing, and then they just toss you to the side, right?
Right.
So
But if you continue to seek the kingdom of God His right way, and you will be of love, don't worry. God will add friends unto you, and it'll be real friends, and you will have the proper relationship with them. You won't be attached to them, and you'll be able to take it or leave it. So He will add the right people into your life.
Right. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I guess it's just difficult right now to even meet anyone because we're on like lockdown in Toronto over here. So
yeah,
no one's seeing anyone right now. But yeah, I think in the summer, hopefully, we'll be able to meet some.
So over there, you're not allowed to go out of your home?
We're allowed to go out. I mean, we can go walk around. We're not going to get arrested or don't have curfew or anything like that. But it's just like no one is really meeting and going to, restaurants or doing anything really that social. I mean, maybe people are meeting in small groups, but
right.
I don't have people to meet up with right now, which is okay because I've done a lot of work on myself. I stopped smoking the pot, stopped having sex out of wedlock. So I've been doing a lot of good work on myself. So it's actually been pretty good for me to not have bad influences around me because if I was with those people, they'd be smoking pot, they'd be drinking, they'd be doing a lot of stuff, and I'd probably be like, oh, maybe I'll just have a drink or join or something.
That's right.
So it's actually a blessing.
Yeah, be grateful for this time alone and just be still, get to know yourself because it's going to change and there will be real friends in your life. You'll grow from it, but just appreciate the time that you have now and have a good attitude about it, all right?
Right. I guess I was just wondering because, if you have a kid and you're like, and you don't have real friends and like, they're starting to have friends and stuff like that. They're probably going to ask you, hey, Dad, why don't I ever see you with anyone, right? And you're going to be like, I don't have any real friends. And then you have to like kind of tell them about like, oh, these people aren't really your friends. They could,
But I wouldn't be thinking that far ahead because that's not reality now.
Right. Yeah, you're right. That's Satan. That's Satan in my head.
Yeah, and you don't know what it's going to be like if you ever have kids. So I wouldn't be into all that thinking.
For sure. Okay, Jesse, thanks a lot, man.
You're welcome. It's enough to just live in the present now, all right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Thank you, buddy. Joseph is a first-time caller out of Maryland. Joseph, welcome to the Hake Report. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how's it going? Can you hear me fine?
No.
All right, 1 second. All right, how about now?
No, I can't hear you now. No, I'm playing. Joseph.
Yeah. How's it going, Jesse?
All is well, sir. Welcome to the Hake Report.
Thank you. I'm a huge fan. I've been watching your shows for the past 2 years. I actually first got introduced to you from your other show, The Fallen State.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, at first, I would watch your shows. I usually watch it for laughs because you have a really positive spirit. So you bring a lot of joy, into the atmosphere that you present yourself in. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, man. Amazing.
And I also, what was that?
No, you also what?
Oh, I was trying to mention about the black leaders today as well.
Okay, let me ask you this first. Do you watch the Hake Report?
Yes, I do.
Oh, good. What do you think of the Hake Report?
I like it. It's good. It's Hake news. Hake news, not fake news,
Right.
So
Nick is holding down the Hake news, not the fake news.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, good, man. Go ahead. You're about to ask us about the black leaders.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's just a little disappointing how counterproductive they've just been. Not really advocating for the people as they like, tell people. And it's just, it's crazy because when you think about it, we have all these resources today. It's 2021. We have technology and the internet and a lot of other things. And the fact that, people are still saying that we're being hit. All of these resources that we have, it just doesn't seem
Joseph,
like
your phone going in and out. And I didn't know what was the last thing you said, that we have what?
I was saying we have all these resources and the fact that people are still believing that we're being hindered by this false sense of superiority. I personally don't believe in white supremacy. I'm black.
Oh, you're black. How old are you, Joseph?
I'm 23.
Are you surprised at so many black people that believe that white people are superior to them?
Yeah, I honestly do, because it's like, why are you feeding into that?
Yeah.
If you know at the end of the day that nobody's superior, only God is superior.
Right.
He's the only superior one. And in regards of humans, the only superior human that I know is Christ himself. And aside from him, I don't know anybody else that's superior than him. So,
yeah. When you ask them, why do you ever ask them why they believe white people are superior to them? Because they say it all the time, white supremacy, white supremacy. That's all you hear from them.
Yeah.
Do you ever ask them, why do you believe white people are superior to you?
Yeah, I do, and they just usually give a whole mirage of excuses. It's like, they have power over the system, they have control. It's really just the same excuse, just power and control. But, the fact that they're even believing that, I feel like they're giving these people that power and control that they're saying that they have. So
yeah,
it's
they
kind
are.
of like,
yeah,
it just doesn't make any sense. And like another thing too is like the word racism. Like I've noticed that people have changed the definition of that word, because before it meant discriminatory towards color, but now it's about whoever has the power. So because I guess because white people have the power apparently, like, are the dominant control of the society, then that means they can only be racist and black people can't.
Yeah.
So it's like, I just kind of just ended up just not even believing it altogether, because I actually did believe that there was racism, but not this new definition, kind of the older one, where it's like just being discriminatory, I guess, towards color.
Right.
But that's not, it's more of just hate,
It is, 100%.
You can't really control that, or you can't get mad at that. Like, it's just what people have been conditioned to believe. So
yep, it's a mess, man. And everybody discriminates. There's not one person on earth that does not discriminate. And
exactly.
And there's not one person on earth who is not born into sin, born into messed up families. And they overcome, but only a few will overcome that anger. Because all those who are angry, they are hypnotized and they can't see what's really happening to them. They don't see reality of life, and so they're suffering because they're blind. It's amazing to see that, Joseph. Joseph, I appreciate your call, but I got to run, and thank you for that, all right?
Sure, no problem. I'll call soon, another time whenever I'm available.
Be sure to, man. I'm just running out of time. I'm looking at the clock here. But thank you for that, buddy. Call me again.
All right. Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome. And I'm glad you're not into all that crap that most blacks are into. You're going to have an amazing life. Marilyn is a first-time caller out of Florida. Marilyn, welcome to the show. You're on the air, the Hake Report.
Thank you, Mr. Peterson. Thank you guys for everything. I want to ask you a question. I want your opinion, not a question.
Okay.
Okay. I don't go to funerals.
You don't go to funerals?
No, I do not.
I don't blame you, but why not?
Well, because I feel very uncomfortable with all the people lying and crying and faking it out. I like to see the people when they're alive, not when they're dead and gone.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And, and I'm just like, and people just look at it, I said, no, I don't do funerals. And I'm like, no, I don't believe in that.
Have you always been that way?
I have. I went to my father's, and I was very uncomfortable, but I didn't go to my mother's because we had that agreement. She was the same way.
Right.
And it's like, I see you when you're alive. If I want to give you flowers, I'm going to give it to you when you're alive, not when you're dead. And I find a lot of people fake this.
There are a lot of. I know a number of people who don't don't attend funerals either. They don't. They first of all, they don't like it. They're uncomfortable with it, and they were traumatized when they were little kids. In some cases, because the parents kind of made them went anyway, and it traumatized them, and so. But some people, as you say, they'd rather deal with you when you're alive. When you die, they don't want to go and see that.
That's it, because I'm like, people faking it when they go to the funerals.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss them. But you didn't go see them when they were alive. Now, how can you miss them?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I want to ask you another question. How do I make a donation to Hake by calling in? Does he have a call-in number?
Call to the office and tell them that it's for Hake, and they'll pass it on to him.
Okay.
You have the office number?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah, well, call the office and you get the information and give it to Hake.
Okay. Thank you so very much. And also, I think this is the best time in the world to be alive.
I'm telling you, it's amazing.
I love what's going on in the world.
That's right.
I love it.
Thank you, Marilyn.
Okay, thanks so very much, and have a lovely day.
All right, thanks for supporting Hake as well.
And I love you guys.
Love you too.
Okay, thank you.
Amazing. Thank you for supporting Hake. Andrew is a first-time caller out of New Mexico. Andrew, welcome to the HakeReport.com.
Hey, Jesse, how are you?
All is well.
I wanted to ask a question about my cousin. He's kind of been in this fallen state. He is a beta man. He's not really trusting, he's not believing the truth, essentially, and it's kind of worrying me just because he's family, And I was quite close to him for a while, but after he got into this kind of beta male stage, it's kind of been tough to connect just because, me, I'm an alpha male, so I do the silent prayer. I watch your show probably maybe 4 times a week, and I watch all the clips, everything. So I wanted some advice on helping.
Well, number one, you shouldn't worry about him. There's nothing you can do about it. And no human being can change another human being. So I wouldn't get into word about it. That's going to only make you sick. Number two is that be a good example for him. He'll see how you're living your life. You're dealing with the issues of life. You're not overreacting. And when he can ask you, hey, Andrew, how did you overcome this? You'll be able to point him back to God. If you're having a conversation with him and he want to hear it, you need to encourage him to go and forgive, and so that God can forgive him, and then he will come out of that fallen state.
Yes, sir.
All right?
All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Did you go and forgive your mother?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did forgive my mother.
Right on. Well, good. Yeah, just encourage him to do the same thing, but you can't make him do it. And definitely, I wouldn't worry about him. There's nothing you can do as far as changing him.
Yes, sir.
All right?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome, buddy. Amazing. Do we have any super chats or anything for Hake? Let me know if we do. Let's go to Jake, a first-time call out of Massachusetts. Jake, welcome to the HakeReport.com.
Hey, Jesse, how's it going?
All is well, sir. How are you?
No man is good, but I'm well.
Good, man.
I just wanted to ask you, I know you talk a lot about forgiving your parents, and, I think I have a pretty good understanding of that. But I wanted to ask you if, you have parents that haven't necessarily been the worst parents in the world, and they've given you, opportunities and support. How do you forgive that? How do you forgive parents in that situation?
So you're saying that if you have parents who has not traumatized you at all?
Yes, sir.
I mean,
well, not necessarily not traumatized, but it hasn't done so in such obvious ways that happen to some other people. My mother is definitely still controlling, and I noticed that my dad sort of allows for that to happen.
Yeah.
I noticed the things that you talk about happen, but that's basically the extent of it. There's no traumatization that's like physical and no abuse or anything like that. So,
but they traumatize you spiritually by your mother being controlling like that and your father allowing it to happen. It traumatized you spiritually, and that's why you must go and forgive so that you can overcome that trauma by realizing that they couldn't help themselves and go and forgive them for that. It's not necessarily physical. It's a spirit that's been turned away from God.
Yes, sir. I totally agree with that.
And have you gone and forgiven them, your mother, for being so overbearing?
I've tried and I've communicated it with her, and I told her that I forgave her, but honestly, I don't think I really meant it.
Why did you mean it?
Well, we did it when we were in a verbal fight, and we did it when I said it, when she was in an upset state, and it was more, I don't know. I felt like I was saying it not necessarily in a forgiving tone, but I was being more vindictive.
Oh, okay. How old are you?
I'm 33 years old.
Really? Are you living with them?
Oh, no, sir. I have my own home. I just got married, and I'm trying to start a family.
Oh, okay. Good, man. Well, I urge you to go and forgive, especially if you have your own family, now that you've started your own family, because you don't want to pass down that hate that's in your heart to your children. Because if your heart has not been changed, it is hateful, right? And you won't have the love to pass down to your children. And your wife will end up controlling you in the same way your mother controlled your father.
Okay. All right. I can see that. All right. Well, excellent. I appreciate the advice, Jesse. I listen to you all the time, and I enjoy the clips, and keep it up, man. Congratulations on your 31 years.
Thank you very much, man. I wish you well, and congratulations with your family.
Thank you so much. You take care now.
All right, you too, buddy. Is this Gina? On 4. Gianni, a first-time caller out of California. Welcome to the HakeReport.com.
Hey, what's up, Jesse? How's it going?
All is well, Gianni.
Yeah, I called in about 2 years ago on your show with you and Joel because we went to the same high school. I don't know if you remember that.
You and Joel went to the same high school?
Yeah.
Which school? What?
Los Osos.
Oh, okay. Amazing.
Yeah, I've been following you for some time.
Okay.
But I have a question. You know how you were saying, forgive your mother, return to the father and all that?
Yes.
Well, I did notice, growing up, because my dad wasn't really financially independent.
Right.
My mom turned us against him in an indirect way.
Right.
That I didn't realize till I got older.
Right.
And so the thing about my dad is he grew up in Mississippi in the 60s, 70s, and he's very white man devil type. For me, I grew up in California, and he feels like he just blames white people for all of why he's messed up in life.
Yeah.
For me, I'd be like, well, maybe it's your parents, because I look at how his parents are, and I feel like that's where it came from, and that's where I got a lot of my anger from.
100%.
And so when I try to explain that to him and agree with him, he kind of gets angry.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to figure out, because I'm gonna be honest, I get some stubbornness from him, and because of how my mom raised me, and it created me to have a lot of anger issues.
Yes.
And so I'm trying to figure out how do I go about that. Trying to get closer to my father.
How old are you?
You can always say the white man is the downfall.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
28. Oh, okay. So have you gone and forgiven your mother for turning you away from him?
I tried, but for some reason I feel like it's not working.
When you say you tried, what did you do?
My mom's sensitive.
Your mother's what?
So she's sensitive.
Oh, okay.
Because she, like I said, she did come through when I was messing up in high school or whatever. She always kind of helped me in my roughest times. So in her mind, she feels like if I tell her that, she'll literally cry or like think I'm not, grateful for what she did, etc.
Why do you care about that?
Because I feel like, I don't know. I don't want to be, because I do appreciate what she's done for me. And I feel like her intentions are really great.
That's why you need to forgive her, because she did her best. She did what she could do. If she could have done differently or better, she would have. But that's not a reason to not forgive her. You should forgive her because knowing that she did do. Oh, the show's running out, huh? What? Let me say this real fast. You should forgive your mother because she did do her best. And if she's going to cry or if she think you're not grateful, that's on her. That's not your issue. She's using that to control you.
Okay.
It was her job to take care of you. You didn't ask to be born through her.
Right.
She's supposed to take care of you. She didn't do you a favor.
Right. So how do I go about it with my dad?
So real fast. So don't worry about how she gonna act. How she act, just let her act out. You just say, "Hey, I just want to let you know I'm sorry for resenting you." And the same thing with your father. Hey, I'm sorry for resenting you for being weak or whatever he did. And if he get mad, just watch it like you're watching a movie. He just doesn't want to admit that he's wrong, but don't judge him. He can't help it.
Okay.
And you'll be fine. They may stay in that fallen state that they're in, but you will be free and you'll be able to go off and live your life. And when you start your family, then you will start a family of love and not of hate. You won't create the same situation that you're coming from now.
Okay.
So just forgive him, because it's not up to him to overcome his or your mother. It's for you to forgive for judging them for playing God.
Okay.
Because they both, if they could do better, they would, but they can't.
Okay. And you have a little bit of time for this one last question?
Real fast. I'm so overtime already, but go ahead.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, so with my father, I love him. He's really cool, but I don't know how to. It's kind of hard to get through him. You get what I'm saying?
Don't even try. Don't even try.
Okay.
Don't even try. Hey, when he bring up that mess, just let him know I disagree with that. That I recommend you get over that, but don't try to force him to understand it. Don't be mad at him for not understanding. Let him go through what he had to go through. Let him suffer and die. You just be an example of what is right.
Okay.
Don't try to make anyone believe anything. You can't do that.
All right, Jesse, appreciate you, man. Thank you.
You're welcome. That makes sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
Yeah, he has a right to be wrong. God is not going to force him to see the truth. So why should you try to force him?
Yeah, I just got to overcome my anger.
Yeah, when you overcome your mother, because the anger you have is the mother nature that's in you. It's abnormal for men to have anger. Any male that has anger is a woman. So that's why when you go and forgive your mother, I'm sorry for hating you, what you did, Mom. And then God will forgive you and take her identity away from you, and the anger will disappear.
Okay.
Because you'll become yourself again.
Okay.
All right. Let me know how it goes, all right?
All right, man. Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right. God bless you.
All right.
Okay. I am so out of time for the Hake Report. All the callers that are coming in now, and Chris out of Chicago, and whomever calling in now. The Hake Report is over. I've gone way over. Ladies forum tonight at 7 p.m. Ladies, come on down. It's going to be amazing. And Hake with the back. We'll be back tomorrow, I believe. He sounds like he will, but if not, we'll deal with whatever happened. But thank you all for supporting him. And if you want to make a donation to Hake, call 323-782-1980. And it'll be given to Hake. It'll be passed on to him, all right? Thank you for supporting the Hake Report. JesseLeePeterson.com, as well as JesseLeePeterson.com. All right? And Bond, all that. We are all grateful, folks. Thank you so much. Have a good day, and thanks for your calls and everything. It's been amazing. Have a good day.